How we feeling? Good?
Hello.
Are we all settled in?
Sound good.
Check.
Duckity duck duck. The duck is cold.
Duck is cold.
Duck is cold.
3, 4, 5, 6,
7,
8, 9, 10.
10 ducks are cold. There are 10 ducks.
The 10 ducks of Christmas.
The
On
10.
the first day of Duck Christmas, it was cold.
Yep. Okay, Tanner. On the second day, what was that?
The duck was cold.
There were 2 cold ducks.
Yeah.
On the second duck of Christmas, there was 2 colder ducks. And then there was the originally just single cold duck. Right?
There's a lot of cold ducks.
There's 10.
No, it's exponential, so there's more. There's so many more ducks. Because on the 10th day, there's 10 ducks, but 9 ducks, so 19 ducks, 8.
Right.
8
So how many in total? Quick, do your math
I
brain.
don't know. I'm not good.
Okay.
I've been out of it for a while.
Like 2 years.
Yes, a long time. No, last time I took a math class was like 2015.
Okay.
3 years.
3 years.
Are any of us able to solve that problem? Like,
I mean, if
collectively?
you gave me like 2
I mean, I could pull out my calculator and have it done, but with my
but
brain.
with a formula, like, not like going like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, like a real formula.
I know there
Does
is
any of us
one.
remember how to do this?
Can you do it, Mike?
I didn't even hear what you said.
It's all right. I know how to, if you're like multiplying, it's just 10 with the exclamation point, but that's multiplying. I don't know the adding, all the different ones.
Welcome to Sub Podcast. This is episode 40.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Your bar is so low.
I'm gaslighting you.
Sub Podcast episode number 40. I am one of your hosts, Chris Cheney. Across from me, not the normal person that we have. We have a replacement right now. He's back from last week. Lawrence is gone. We have Tanner.
Hello, I'm little DeLoach 69.
That is right.
I will be here for all your Supreme and sports news.
He's filling in for Lawrence and his role. And then across from me, my diagonal, is Becky with the blicky.
Hey.
Doing what she normally does here, holding it down. And then we have a returning guest from the Social Villains podcast, Mike Coscarelli, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
That's right, we're all clapping.
Very happy to be back, even though last time your audience called me racist.
One guy on Twitter thought Mike was really racist.
Really?
Despite the fact that I defended Colin Kaepernick the entire time I was on the show.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, there's some loopholes.
It was my favorite thing that's ever happened involving me on Twitter. It was pretty fucking awesome.
It was one of the most shocking things I've ever received. Because you were like, this person thinks that you were racist from stuff you said.
On the one hand,
I was like, how?
we had a very regular listener say that it was one of his favorite episodes.
Well, I appreciate it, regular listener. Thank you.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, there was this one guy I've never spoken to on Twitter going like, yo, this guy's racist.
It made no sense to me.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to be back, Chris. Thank you for having me.
No, of course, you're about anytime. So I want to start off by addressing Nike personally.
Dear Nike.
Yes, dear Nike. Can you please stop plastering your logo all over delivery boxes that are left outside of people's houses because people are getting their stuff stolen, and this is ridiculous. So, Becky, you recently ordered some clothing, right?
Yeah, I splurged on some sweatpants.
And you, not to leave anything open, but your door is pretty accessible.
It is extremely accessible.
Yes, so...
It's almost never been closed.
There's truth to that.
Yeah, I rang the doorbell, but it was open, and I felt like a real dumbass.
Yeah.
For the listener, Becky's doorbell, like door opener thing was broken for like a month, 2 months.
3 or 4 months.
Yeah, and literally there were weeks where we couldn't buzz in, but the door that's supposed to be locked on the outside was just wide open.
Yes, the maintenance...
That's how they solved it.
Yeah, the maintenance staffs of New York City, I don't know which branch that this one fell under. They're like, nah, we'll just unlock it so we don't have to fix the buzzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to have a roommate grab my box, which I ordered the Air Jordan 33s. And I come home, and it literally, even the tape, the packaging tape is just do it. So if someone's walking by, they don't even see the swoosh. They just see the tape. They're like, oh, there's some shoes in there. People will steal stuff. Why would Nike do that?
I think it's sort of cool. Like, I think it's like cool branding, like put your name everywhere, but it's definitely dumb as fuck. For
In
like
New York City, they need to have a
yeah.
different... That you gotta, the packaging for shoes in New York City should be like dildos or dick pills. It should not have any branding on it. It should be very concealed. Shouldn't have much going on with it. It should just be a plain old box. Like, no one should want to look in it.
That isn't what Nike does. Nike is all about... I feel like they're honestly one of the first brands that I can think of that literally plastered their fucking logo on everything, everywhere. Like every shoe. Even when you play NBA 2K, they have a shoe builder thing. You cannot make a Nike shoe if it doesn't have a giant swoosh on it somewhere. You have to have the Nike swoosh.
Oh, you can't even do the little jewel? You can't have the little hit?
It's got to be like I've tried to I've made, this is so fucking dorky, but like I've made clean shoes in 2K and tried to not have the swoosh on it, and they wouldn't let me do it. So it goes into video games that they even have the swoosh has to be everywhere. So these boxes, dude, I know it's New York City and there are tons of people that live in tons of cities. Every city is different, but I honestly feel like most people that order offline don't have to have it sitting in front of their like apartment or their house the entire
that's what I was saying.
time.
I think regionally, depending on your zip code or where it is, they should have a different protocol.
Yeah, but I mean, I know Nike could do that because they're Nike. They're so fucking big, but the expectation of that is crazy. For a giant company to be able to all right, for this region we can't have the just do it on the tape.
Yeah, but when you have
special tape,
when you have videos of kids coming home to their boxes empty. There's thousands of kids going where are my shoes?
Dude, once the box leaves the warehouse, it is the Wild West. And we're going to talk about that a little bit when we get into some of these shoe releases that have turned violent and chaotic. But that's what happens, dude. Nike's job is to get their product from their warehouse to the store, or the warehouse to your house. What happens if you were home to just get that? If you were home and you just got the box, you wouldn't even have thought of this. But
no, I 100% would have.
You think you would have?
Yeah.
You think if you would have?
Well, because I came home and my roommate had grabbed it.
Okay.
And it came inside, and I looked at it. I was like, "Holy shit! If that was outside, I wouldn't have these right now." Luckily, he was home. If no one was home, someone would have left it outside, and then I just wouldn't have had my shoes. $175 would have been down the drain.
You don't. Well, all right. I mean, I think you're right. There's a chance that that ends up bad for you.
Yeah.
But what's Nike supposed to do?
I mean,
How are they going to change the box for you?
No, not the box. The shipping package.
Yes.
The thing that's containing the box, the outer packaging, doesn't need to be branded. If you open up that plastic case and there's branding underneath, that's great. Mm-hmm. They should do that for sure. Give you an unboxing that's thought out and makes you feel like part of the Nike culture, but having excessive branding on the outer packaging, like the shipping container,
it's so
insane.
unnecessary.
But they're not the only brand that does. I mean, even Amazon does that.
Amazon is different, though. You don't know what's in that box.
You could have kitty litter in there, and nobody really knows. But if you have a Nike box, for sure that stuff is valuable. For sure you can resell it.
There was a box in front of my building for about 2 weeks that was just a couch, and it had a huge couch image on it. And I'm like, why? First off, it's a big box. People see on big boxes, but also everyone knows it's a couch. If they want the couch, they're going to take the couch.
Why would someone just leave their couch out in front of your apartment?
I almost stole the box at the couch. I don't know. I'm like, I feel like I need this couch. I can sell this couch.
A box that big is a lot harder to get away with stealing than...
I almost did multiple times, Mike.
But you didn't, though.
I could have.
And somebody actually... did the couch actually eventually make it into the person's apartment?
I have no idea.
Well, I guess in that case, we need to know the way that story ends.
I'll look.
If when you go home, if it's outside, you need to steal it.
I know I do.
Okay, good. Okay. And you need to film yourself stealing it.
Maybe not.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
This is a federal
It'll be the next exclusive content on the Sub-Podcast Intern Show.
Exactly.
He's stealing the couch.
Which the episode after will be his arraignment.
Which, Mike, how do you feel? What do you feel about the Intern Show?
I like it. I think Tanner's got a flair for putting together a fun, quick recap of
the
this
weekly
podcast.
recap of the weekly podcast featuring Little Kinky 69.
And sometimes it features major events like beef or
that's
things
right.
that have happened.
You declared beef against our good friend / guest / great comedian Rob Hayes. Mm-hmm. Do you have a message for him right now?
Not right now. You'll see it in the next Intern Show.
Okay.
We gotta wait for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, exclusive content for the Intern Show.
So
check it on the Instagram. Upload it on Wednesdays.
Yep,
I know
that's right.
that listeners probably know this beef a little better than I do, but I see it on our rundown, and I'm unfamiliar with what happened. So would you mind recapping it?
So basically,
Can you recap your recap of the podcast?
Is that what it is? It's a recap of the recap?
Well,
Yes.
we're a recap of what's going on in lifestyle,
Tanner's-
streetwear, whatever,
okay, yeah.
and then he recaps our recap.
Understood. Okay.
So now we're going to recap the recap of the recap.
Okay.
He commented on the second episode saying, "What is this?" and I took it as an offense.
Yeah.
Because
He
it's
was
pretty
coming at your
plain.
rack, yeah.
He says it what it is in the beginning of each intern show. He goes, "This is the Sub Podcast intern show." I'm
Weekly roundup
recapping.
of the sub podcast. Just clear as day.
Yeah.
To all the haters out there that don't know, just fucking listen, all right? Thank you. All right, I'm done. I don't
that's it?
no more
That's the whole-
questions.
that's
no
the
more
whole
questions.
beef?
Yes.
He left
then-
you an
and then-
Instagram comment?
And whoa. Don't minimize this.
I'm not trying to minimize it. I'm trying to make you see.
And then
How minimal
and
this
then,
is.
And then he went on the
I gotta try to
podcast. And then
minimize
he went on the podcast.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "What
there
is
was
this
more.
show?" Saying that I'm some random guy. No,
there?
I'm the he was on the show.
No, but you were here when they were.
No, he was.
No,
he was
talking about
gone
behind my back.
afterwards.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
all right.
gone. Yeah, it was a real dick move. Of
And
him.
then on Instagram, he said he still doesn't know what the show is.
yeah,
Again, after.
after and it's just like
So he's
I'm
he's rattling the cage at this
I'm
point.
the sub podcast intern. That's my show. I'm not just some random. Like it,
Oh shit! It's so funny.
Rob, come at me.
Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm fucking talking about, Tanner. You hold your ground.
Listen, this
you.
is great hype for the intern show.
Yeah, this is great.
It really is. I'm actually going to watch the whole thing in full to see what this whole
It's
beef
only
between
a minute.
Tanner and Rob is.
But I do kind of want to review the Jordans that I bought because I particularly bought them for one reason. So aside from almost getting them stolen, but they're stupidly overbranded box, the 33s are very interesting because they have a laceless, I think the technical term is a BOA system. So it's sort of like how you would bind your snowboards to your
With the
snow
straps?
boots. Yeah.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, I'll kind of break it down real quick. Once they started with the 31, the Air Jordan 31, they were taking cues from the Air Jordan 1, and they were going to do that successively throughout each shoe release. So the Air Jordan 32 was kind of loosely based off the 2. Now the 33 is loosely based off the 3. So they have that BOA system, which is pretty fucking cool, actually. So I wore them here. So I'll try to show the YouTube viewership. So if you guys are listening and want to see what I'm talking about, check out our YouTube. And shout out to you guys that listen on the YouTube, all 4 of you.
I have not gotten to examine these yet.
Yeah,
I've
take
seen
a
you
peek.
wear them, and I saw your Instagram when you were posting about them. But I actually wanted to get these in the whatever that rainbow colorway
Oh,
is.
the white one or the utility one?
No, the utility one that has all the different colors on it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
those were awesome. And truthfully, this might be controversial. I hate Jordans
Whoa.
for a lot of different reasons. I hate them. I hate him. I hate. I hate the most of the silhouettes. I think they're ugly.
Uh-huh.
These, I saw them and I was like, sort of embarrassed for myself and my own integrity that I wanted to get a pair of these. 'Cause I think these are really fucking cool.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
like a cool hybrid of like all the like the new technologies that I feel like sneakers are sort of.
It's like based off NASA or some shit. So anyway, looking at it, I'm probably in frame, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So basically, it's got this pull
1000%.
tab, which if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you could look this up very easily just by googling Air Jordan 33. So it has this pull tab that laces it. It gets very tight. These are narrow shoes. I want everyone to know that if you want to purchase these, you should probably go try them on first because I got a half size up in a 9.5. And it's still fucking tight. They're super narrow. But the coolest part about them, which was the reason why I bought them, they have like this clear thing on the bottom. So right, so when I pull on the tab, you can actually see it working through the bottom of the shoe. So now,
I got nervous you were gonna break them.
no, they're not gonna break.
If you heard the drawstring,
No, but I'm trying to show the viewers. I hope you guys can see this. Where if I pull the release, which is this yellow little pull tab that has an eject thing under it, it actually moves. It's kind of like a weird watch component. It's pretty fucking chill. But that's the only reason why I wanted these, even though they are kind of a fly shoe. I wouldn't normally have bought them, but I was like, yo, this technology's fire. So
but do you care? Like, how much as a designer do you care about the actual like tech of the shoe? Because you don't use these for anything athletic, and I know. I mean, technically, these are meant for that.
yeah, they
right?
are.
Even though most people are really just going to wear these to, to a rooftop bar like we did yesterday. But, like, you know what I mean? That's why, like,
Yeah.
I understand that, like, a lot of, like, the Jordan sell throughout the years has been like, oh, the tech is, like, whatever. And I just feel like most people don't, like use them for you're not going to ever play ball in those, are you?
I don't think so. I might though. I don't know because I have ball kicks that I wear normally, and if I didn't like them, like I said before, which I like them, so I'm gonna wear them casually, lifestyle, whatever. But if I didn't like them, I would have balled in them.
But, like, is tech enough for you to buy a pair of shoes, or do you have
Yeah, that's
to,
why I
like,
bought those. Because I like the tech. I wanted to see them.
and it had nothing to do with, like, how it looked?
Well, no, I like the way they look also. Like, it has to be a combination of, like, all right, they look good enough where I think I'll like them on feet, and then the technology's really... I've usually bought for function. like my entire life.
So what's a pair of shoes that the tech was enough to get you in even without like seeing the silhouette or
pumps.
So you strictly bought pumps because they were pumps.
The first time I bought a pair of Reebok pumps, which I know, Tanner, you're going to call me out for being obsessed with Reebok. It's just because I used to work there, motherfucker. When I was picking a shoe to get when I first started there, I was like, oh, this is cool because you can inflate the tongue. Like, that appealed to me. So that's why I bought for the function of the tongue. Mm-hmm. And then, since then I've just excessively bought more of them for less of the tongue reason, functional reason, more because of the stories or whatever.
Yeah,
but
right.
yeah, no, I usually go for a story or technology. You just go colorway? You're just a colorway guy?
It depends on what I'm buying. If I'm buying so the last time I bought a pair of basketball sneakers to actually play in, I was gonna play basketball, but I didn't really have any kind of I was just looking for a pair of shoes that was on sale because I didn't have any money really. So I bought like a $70 pair of the Hyper Zooms that had you've seen them, the gray with the strap. Which looking back, I probably wouldn't buy. They're not like that nice to me. They're also they're comfortable, but I've also I've fucked up my feet wearing them a couple times. Dude, I had one one of the first times I was wearing them, I had a toenail that just basically almost came off because I was wearing them to play basketball. And
Jesus Christ, Mike.
Dude, it was brutal. So looking back at that shoe, I might buy a new pair this year to play in the summertime, and I think I would look at function for those purposes.
Right.
And honestly, when I buy a running shoe, and I was going to bring this up when you were talking about Reeboks, we've talked about this off mic. I loved the Zigs.
Oh yeah, Zigs were great.
That honestly may have, because before I bought a real pair of running shoes, I was running in Pumas. I didn't have. Okay. I was 19 and I didn't know that you should run in running shoes. So I was just I was running in what I had, which was a pair of $35 Clydes, and they were killing my feet, obviously. So I went to an outlet and bought a pair of the Zigs, and dude, I literally wore those things until they had holes. I ran in them every day until they had holes in them.
So if anyone listening missed what the Zig technology was and what we're talking about is Reebok in, I want to say 2000. Damn, when was that? 11?
I had them 10. I think it was about 9 years ago.
Yeah,
because I think I was 20 when I had them.
Yeah, so they came out with this the pitch was, I'll talk to you, Tanner, because you have no idea what we're talking about. The pitch was it was an energy return system sole where it was a zigzag sole where the idea was that the impact would go throughout the sole and then come back, which all marketing bullshit.
Right.
Not really anything to.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. To me,
there was there was a part of me, and I used to think this with the shocks too. I never had a pair of shocks. I always wanted one. My mom would never buy them for me because they're too expensive.
Yeah,
but
those were expensive when they first came out.
Yeah, super expensive. But I legitimately thought that if you wore them, you got a little more of a bounce.
Yeah, because their marketing campaign for that was great.
Yeah,
we talked about that marketing campaign one episode. It was the boing, boing, boing. Everybody was running across.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was a great campaign.
Plus, Nike at that time had if you the basketball version of those shoes, they had all the guy Vince Carter was wearing the shocks, and Vince Carter was the guy who dunked on everybody. So if you were 12 years old, 13 years old, of course you were just I gotta be if I get these shoes, I'm going to be able to jump over 7-foot Latvians,
yes,
and kill everybody on the basketball court. I was never able to get those shoes, but the Zigs, when I was running in them, I do remember feeling a little bit of a bounce on the treadmill. And it's the same thing with the what are the sneakers that Nike just put out with the Vapor Max?
Oh, the little bubbles.
Dude, they're another shoe that I bought because I thought they looked cool.
Yeah.
I liked them a lot. They had I bought them in a salmon colorway, a salmon and blue. I thought the colorway was unique, and I wanted
salmon.
They're super cool. And then I ran in them once because I needed new running shoes too. And again, they felt like I had a little bounce. So I mean, function for me is only when I get a running shoe or something like that, when I know I'm going to need them for athletics. But when I just bought those Air Safaris for Black Friday.
The Air Max 1, yep.
Yeah, because they were $40 at an outlet, and they're not comfortable at all.
They look cool though.
They look super cool.
They look pretty cool.
And that's what I'm saying. Most of the time, it comes down to whether or not this shoe looks cool to me, because I could kind of care less unless I'm running in it. You know?
Yeah. Tanner, do you run in your Van slip-ons?
No, I run in Champion. I got these Champion running shoes from Payless.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Tanner.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
They're pretty nice. They advertise they have memory foam in the sole. It's pretty comfy.
Yes, the same memory foam that you sleep on is what is in your shoe.
Right.
Yes.
The thing that's supposed to sink into your foot.
Right.
How often do you run?
I used to go to the gym daily, but now that it's cold, I just don't go.
You don't go at all?
Don't go at all.
Damn, bro.
It's
Yeah.
bulking season, dude. That's you're fucking up.
Damn it.
So, wait, do you really think, is that your real shoe of the year? Is that your go-to?
It's been my shoe of the year since I was 13. Like I've literally been wearing that like exact shoe, not that exact shoe, but those shoes since I was 13.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
Look at Tanner. He is a human Van slip-on.
yeah.
That's
okay.
true.
Whoa. Because I was trying to be like on a Steve Jobs sort of kick, like I only wear one pair of
Very
shoes,
minimalist.
one pair of pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just
Now, Mike, you don't have to officially state what you think your shoe of the year is, but we've tried to create criteria. We've tried to maybe choose like a couple that we would like.
Shoe of the year?
Yeah, what's your shoe of the year?
It's one that I have or bought or
No, just that came out
any
this year.
Period. Oh boy. That's a very good question.
Yes. I think the episode before New Year's is when we're finally going to make our choice. But
I'm submitting for like a
yeah, just like whatever you think might be the shoe of the year.
What do you think? I want to hear yours first.
I have brought up the Travis Scott Cactus Jack 4s.
I do love those. Those have been on my StockX watch list since August, probably.
But there's been arguments for various silhouettes. That was my initial. I think when we first brought it up, but that was like the first thing I said immediately. So there's obviously a reason for that.
Well, circling back to a point for the Cactus Jack 4s, circling back to what I said about hating Jordan.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I was like, maybe I could let it slide for these Cactus Jack 4s because I thought they were. I loved the fact that I liked the colorway. I thought they were cool. But I don't know, man. The LeBron 16s, the King.
You love those knit ones.
Those red shoes are fucking badass, and you can't really find them. And they were like a limited release, which was bummed me out because I would have absolutely bought those. I also love LeBron. That's why I'm Team LeBron and anti-Team Jordan. I hate Jordan. I think LeBron is like the man, and I'd like to support him as much as possible, even though he's on the Lakers now. But man, those LeBrons are badass.
I'm seeing if L is available to get on the phone.
I mean, dude,
Try to rope him out on this.
I bought the Yeezy Triple Whites. I don't think that's not technically a 2018 release, right?
I mean, well, that's something we were talking about because the 3s are coming back out this year.
Yeah.
And I was saying that you can't have such a classic shoe be the shoe of the year because it's like everyone's top 10. Like you can't. It's like what did I say before, Beck? I was like, who's your favorite rapper? It's like Biggie Pac, and it's like, well, you can't.
Jay-Z. It's sort of
like what? Like of course,
the Beatles are your favorite band.
Yeah, duh.
It's sort of just like I know.
But then Rob and Elle were kind of like against me, saying that like, nah, it can definitely be the shoe of the year if it came back out. It has some changes to it. So I mean, that's why we were trying to figure it out.
The thing with the Yeezys is I bought the pair. And I like them way more than I thought I was going to.
They're really comfortable.
I did not think that I was gonna like yeah, they're probably the most comfortable shoe I ever bought. And when I was on the podcast last time, I remember talking to Lawrence about the Yeezys.
Yeah.
When we were talking about basketball players being able to play in Yeezys because Nick Young wore them. And I didn't believe him when he said it last time. I sort of could see it now. Like I feel like it'd be dangerous for your ankles because they're low. But in terms of like comfort, they have like a bounce to them. They definitely they're very comfortable, which is kind of great because they're also a total status symbol. But they're very comfortable to wear.
how dirty are they?
They're still not bad. I've probably only worn them like 12 times.
Yeah.
I try to not like wear. I try to really not wear them in the winter at all because there's just all sorts of shit out there in New York City. But I don't know, man. Like with white shoes, they're not really a winter look anyway. But the other thing, dude, the Fear of Gods are awesome.
Oh yeah, that's Lawrence's shoe of the year.
I'm Lawrence. Oh, Fear of God. I can't wait till that drops. I'm gonna buy 17.
That's a great Lawrence impression.
I have a feeling I'm not gonna be able to get a pair of those.
All right, I'm gonna try and call L. Speaking of him, is the volume up on the thing, Beck? Yep. Becky with the blicky on. All right, let's see if he fucking picks up.
What is he doing? Do we know?
He is actually opening for Rich Voss at Liberty Live this
Get
weekend.
outta here.
Yeah, he's
Good for
doing
him.
fucking pretty good. Shout out to my guy L, fucking out here hosting for motherfuckers. All right, Lawrence.
Lawrence, I believe in you.
Don't disappoint us and all the fans.
Did he say he could talk?
Yeah, he said call him.
Oh.
Well, this is ringing quite a lot.
You've reached the voicemail.
Wow.
What the fuck,
Wait, no,
Lawrence?
hang up
Hey.
these so it doesn't like say his number.
God
But we
damn
gotta
it.
Hang up so it doesn't say.
Glad we got Lawrence's voicemail on the show.
Fucking asshole. Well,
What a
look,
professional.
it looks like Lawrence is fired, and Tanner, you're permanently
You're the new Lawrence.
co-host.
Okay.
Wow,
welcome.
the diversity just went way down.
Way down.
I feel so uncomfortable.
All right, so give us the Supreme update.
Okay, so Supreme just had. Thank you. Supreme just had a new drop, and there's a lot of camo.
Yup.
And I feel like camo's done. I feel like camo's a bit overused. My boy Chris came in today rocking a bunch of it, and it was overwhelming. There's also a Jesus sweatsuit that looks fucking amazing.
Some Supreme?
Yeah, this is all Supreme. Yeah, because I'm Lawrence.
He's our official Supreme
I
correspondent
got you.
now.
Yeah.
And also
Big promotion from intern.
right. So the Jesus and Mary sort of like collage sweatsuit. I thought that was awesome. Also the flannel and stripes sort of thing. I feel like it's just very normcore. Oh, we're hearing the
You gotta,
pipes.
Oh, sorry. I turned it off.
I feel like Supreme's going very normcore with some of the stuff, which I feel is boring, and I don't like it.
This may be a stupid question, but can somebody tell me what normcore is? I've heard it
Normcore-
a lot, and I've never understood what that meant.
Normcore is when skaters wear stuff that they bought at Kohl's. It's like just regular ass clothing, but in like young people wearing it.
Oh, so like
Dad jeans.
I got you. So
Like, yeah,
dad hat.
I got you.
Supreme's just like taking like Kohl's stuff and putting like a
Their
little
box logo on
Supreme,
it.
a little. Yeah, and a Supreme tag. Like it's not even like on the thing that it says Supreme. It's just like, why are you?
Wrangler jeans.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Chris.
Yes.
From a designer standpoint.
Yes.
I fear this quite a bit. Obviously, style goes through a lot of different
Phases.
phases. is-
Yes.
yeah, good way to say it. So I feel like I woke up one day and all of a sudden we're in this phase where sneakers are like futuristic looking. Everybody's sort of wearing like 90s inspired like streetwear. Logos are like really back in sort of the way they were like the very end of the 90s and all that stuff. But it feels like before that everybody was like the big influence was like Mad Men. Everybody was wearing like sort of like leather shoes and like their hair was like greased back and everything like that.
Okay.
Do you think like that's more of a classic look? So
Yeah.
Do you think that like what we're in right now, we're gonna look back in 10 years, sort of the way a lot of people did with the 90s, and go like, what the fuck were we wearing?
I feel like you could do that at any point in time. I feel like there's always a subsection. What do you got, Beck?
But the 90s stuff is cool. Like thrift stuff became
It is, but
the designer stuff.
when the 90s stuff like went out, it really went the fuck out until it like came back in the last like couple years.
Yeah.
Like when we were in like the early like 2000s and stuff like that, people were literally looking back at the way they dressed it. Like go back and look at watch a sitcom from like Frasier. Go watch Frasier. Like an early episode of Frasier.
That's so telling that of all the sitcoms you picked Frasier.
Frasier's
Yeah.
a legendary
That was
comedy.
never cool. That was
No.
they were never dressing cool.
But they were like the suits are like exactly what I'm talking about.
But like people would kill to have the Friends wardrobe, and that was like epically 90s.
Would they though? Because I
Totally.
feel like all that shit is crazy. Like I just watched an episode of Friends with Alexis like last weekend, and they all look like idiots. Like
Really?
I think so. Yeah, they all look
All right, well,
terrible.
first off, we got to break this down. Seinfeld, #1 fashion show.
Number one fashion show.
Yo, my
Are you
man,
kidding me?
My man always stepped in the freshest Nikes. You go look at Jerry
Seinfeld?
Seinfeld. Every episode, he had flames on. Fucking flames.
But everything else he wore was ridiculous. He did wear their.
it
wear
doesn't
those
matter. His
normcore
shoe game
jeans.
was so on point. #1.
And the hair and all that shit.
Flames.
Seinfeld, I would never.
Flames.
I would never.
Flames.
In my life, think that Seinfeld is a fashion icon.
He is he's the #1 sitcom. I guess he's an animated person. I guess everyone shut up. Look, this is what I'm saying.
It's a nice save.
He's the #1 sneakerhead in '90s sitcoms. Facts.
Is he?
No,
Yes,
I
facts.
think Joey from Friends.
No.
When he did that one scene,
What one scene?
the one I sent you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He basically just wore his underwear up to his like nipples and had a basketball shirt on, tucked into the underwear, and it was basically what Chris looks like every single day.
Yes. Fuck you, Tanner.
Yeah, no problem.
That really is an interesting theory. That Seinfeld was the biggest sneakerhead of the '90s.
He was. He was number one, at least on television in sitcom writing. But then it's Seinfeld, and then I think it's probably Mad About You, and then
Mad
it's,
About You.
Yeah.
What?
Wait.
Yeah.
Sneaker culture?
No,
Like
just
Mad About You?
no, just regular clothing. I liked their outfit. I liked their stylist, whoever they had.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, what's mad
This
about
is
you?
blowing my fucking mind. Mad About You was a show in the '90s.
When Lawrence calls back, we're gonna get his opinion on this shit because he said he was gonna call back.
Paul Reiser, do you know Paul Reiser?
Nope.
He's a
Tanner doesn't know
Seinfeld-esque
anything
comedian.
that happened before 2005.
Paul Reiser is like
It's that.
is like Seinfeld light,
Okay.
basically.
And he had his own show.
He had his own show on NBC, and it was I think a pretty big hit throughout the
Yeah,
90s.
I
Not
think
like Seinfeld level, but like it was.
No,
big.
it was top 10.
Yeah,
in that era.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was Friends. And then I'm trying to think.
But like, who's the stylish one on Friends?
Probably Chandler.
I know that
Joey.
Jennifer Aniston is considered like a
Jennifer Aniston nipples were
iconic.
out every single
Yeah, yeah,
episode.
yeah.
They abused her nipples.
Yeah.
Most abused nipples on sitcom TV.
for good
Jennifer
reason.
Aniston. Yeah,
She's beautiful.
They cranked
She's
the
still
AC
beautiful.
every episode.
Jennifer Aniston's like in her 50s, and she's still, to me, one of the most beautiful women like in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Without question. But like, I think I honestly I look back and like the shows to me that had like very cool kind of clothes. It was like Fresh Prince. Will Smith always like seemed like sort of.
Whoa,
ahead
wait.
of
We're not.
what
Are we
was
counting
happening.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air in this talk? I think we were.
Why wouldn't we? There's a major '90s
because
iconic.
he has a cheat code.
Why do I not consider Fresh
He's
Prince
the
of Bel Air a
French
sitcom?
Prince.
It's absolutely a sitcom.
1000%.
Yeah, why do I not have that in my head as a well? Because if that's the case,
Maybe
then
you're the
like,
racist one, Chris.
no, don't you dare do that. Fuck you, Mike. You fucking asshole. No, because I guess I'm just thinking of like those three channels, like NBC, like those
It was
major
on
networks.
NBC.
Was it?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like where did I watch it then? I feel like I watched
Nick
it
at
on
Night?
like Nick. I watched it with some Nickelodeon related thing.
No, dude, Fresh Prince of Bel Air was on NBC.
Oh, then yeah, Will Smith's up there then, because he came with all the J's.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Smith. I was gonna say.
Well,
like,
actually,
in
all right.
terms of streetwear culture, he's got to be the guy. I mean, Will Smith
Fresh
is like
Prince,
such
and then
an icon.
all right. So Will Smith, then Jerry Seinfeld. Huh. Damn. I should make a cohesive list.
Like I remember watching enough TV throughout my childhood in the '90s and not thinking that any of these white people on sitcoms were like dressing cool. You know what I mean? Especially Seinfeld. Just Costanza, the way George Costanza dresses, like like Kramer just wears crazy Kramer shit. But,
Kramer's
like,
fly as fuck.
I get. You think?
Yeah, he's fly as shit. Yo, if you saw
I guess I'm
Kramer,
wrong. I don't know.
If you saw Kramer walking around the East Village right now, and you looked at him, and you'd be like, "All right, that dude is that dude's fucking awesome."
I'd want to know what the story was.
Yeah, you'd be
wanna
like-
I'd want to be like, what kind of life is this dude living?
Wait, who's that dude in East Village that we always used to run into that wore like that big bodysuit under his Splash? Wasn't that his name?
Who?
You don't remember Splash?
No.
There's this dude that hung around Niagara Bar and like that whole area around the East Village, and his name was Splash.
He was a homeless guy?
I don't know if he was homeless, but he wore like remember he had the big tits? He wore that bodysuit under his shirt to make it look like he had huge tits.
No, dude.
Oh man.
Speaking of homeless people in the East Village, when I filmed the first episode of Sub Podcast Intern Show and did the man on the street stuff,
Yeah.
I went up to a homeless man and was like, "Hey, I like your fit. Do you want to talk about it?" And he said, "No, I want money." And I'm like, and then ran away.
Yeah, Tanner, holding it down.
Yeah.
All right. Question 2 before we get back into your list here.
Yes.
Who is the hottest dressed homeless person in the East or West Village?
Well, there's Tinsel Guy.
Tinsel guy is the goat.
All right, guys. All right, so this is what we're gonna do because I want to exclude some of the listenership.
It's so funny that we know though that like we know the homeless people on a pretty like regular normal
Yes.
basis.
So I
They're
just want to
part of the scene.
I want to break it down for the audio listeners that haven't been to New York City and maybe don't have an opportunity to know what we're talking about. So basically, There's only two big areas in the city where comedy goes down. One of them being West Fourth, where like the Comedy Cellar is, and other places like the Grizzly Pear, Greenwich Village Comedy Club, and then Village Lantern. That whole block is usually occupied by various comedians and then people that are seeing the comedy shows. It's a very popular area. But because of that, there is a numerous amount of regular homeless people that populate those areas. And Mike is asking who is the flyest of those, the flyest homeless people in that area.
I've got my guy.
East Village, I guess, around Thompson Square Park.
It's basically like they're sort of like one and the same. The villages are basically they're east and west, so they're just avenues apart, but they're like the same. The West Village, there's a clique.
Yeah, there's a clique. There's Tinsel Guy.
Tinsel Guy walks around the West Village on Saturday and Friday nights and just shines people's shoes. So he puts people's shoes up on, and he's wearing like tinsel antlers. Like
if you've ever seen the movie Signs, he kind of made like that hat from Signs.
Yeah, he's dressing like he's guarding his brain from the aliens every day. Yeah, he is guarding his brain from the aliens every single day of his life.
I like his commitment to the accessory. Yes, so I'm going to go with him. Although,
I like Tinsel Guy, yeah.
Honorable mention is Tattooed Face Cool Dog Guy.
Tattooed Face Cool Dog Guy is good. My number one is going to be guy wearing the black gi with the puppet.
Oh, that guy is fly.
He's fly as fuck.
Damn, I forgot about him. He's more of a street performer than a homeless guy.
But he's certainly a homeless guy. He wears a black karate costume.
Yeah,
and he has a marionette puppet that of him that he walks around with in the village.
That's true.
He's wearing the black gi, and the puppet is also wearing the black gi. It's part of the show.
Yo, damn, Mike, that's a good one.
I love living here.
And then East Village, I'm gonna go back to Splash. Splash is my guy.
I don't remember Splash, but
if you saw Splash,
I think I'd know.
You would definitely be like, oh, Splash. Mm-hmm. It was around, a couple years ago. He was really popping up. We just thought he was a guy with huge tits. And then I started talking to him one day. He's like, my name is Splash. I have a bodysuit under this.
Thanks, Splash. Good to know.
Yeah, shout out to Splash. And Tinsel Guy and Gee Guy and homeless tattooed face, nice dog guy.
Speaking of gi guy, my senior year of high school, I used to wear a black gi as like a cardigan, and people thought it was offensive at times.
That's not offensive.
I thought it was cool.
Did you go to school with a lot of Asians?
No, but a lot of anime thumpers.
Oh, I see. Anime thumpers. That's a great term.
Thank you. I just came up with it.
Nice, dude.
Thank you.
Now, when you mean thumper, explain.
They used to like
Bible thumper.
No, they used to kick the ground like the bunny. Yeah, like a Bible thumper.
Okay,
just, like,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice, Tanner.
They used to, yeah, that's all right.
All right, what else we got, Chris?
Well, we can talk about that Miami release that got shut down.
Yeah, well, that Art Basel thing sort of segues into the Jordan 11 hype also.
Yeah, we can do that.
They're sort of mixed, but basically the Art Basel was this weekend, I guess, right?
Yeah, Basel.
My bad. Art Basel was this weekend, and
you fucking
mook.
There's a release of a Jordan 1 with like a Miami colorway.
Air Jordan 1, yeah, Miami colorway. Pretty standard color. I didn't really see where the hype was coming from. I just thought maybe because Miami hasn't gotten a big release in a long time and they're used to stuff like South Beach that this was a big deal. But I didn't see why that it was so hyped. But basically, the police had to shut it down. Oh, Lawrence is calling. Hold on. Let's get him
Perfect
involved.
timing, Lawrence. Right when we were getting into the meat.
Let's get him involved. Yurt.
Yo.
All right, L, question.
What up?
Who was the flyest sitcom character in the early 90s?
Damn, that's a good one, man. You got Fresh Prince.
That's what we
you
said,
got Martin. Yeah, I think you got Fresh Prince. You got Martin.
I didn't even think of Martin.
Seinfeld was fly.
Damn, so you're serious about Seinfeld? Because Chris said Seinfeld too.
Yeah.
Seinfeld was revolutionary, man. He was, I give respect to old white dude wearing tight, Jordan-ass jeans and then throwing on some nice Jordans and shit. Yeah, I fucks with that. But now I'm gonna go Will Smith.
Yeah, after I realized, because I was thinking of like the basic, I think that one block of time, I think, is why I was thinking about that. But I didn't even think of French Prince until they brought it up later. But my man Mike said he was down with Frasier.
No. Hold on. Don't put words in my mouth here. I said I was down with Frasier as a show. I love Frasier, but my whole point, the way we got on this, Lawrence, was we were talking about like whether or not people are gonna regret this like era of this phase of fashion in like 10 years. If people are gonna look back and be like, "What the fuck was I wearing?" You know what I'm saying? So. I brought up Frasier as the example where it was like the when white dudes wore suits in the 90s, they just looked insane. They fit like shit. The colors were like Seattle green and brown. Like they were just terrible. And that was sort of like my jumping off point. And then we got into like the Seinfeld Fresh Prince conversation.
You know, I think even this era now, like this era takes like people jocking styles from the early 2000s and shit. Like it all comes back full circle to me. You know what I mean? So it isn't. I don't like what the kids wear, but at the same time, they took shit from, older eras as well.
So all right, one thing that we were talking about too. Who's the flyest dude on Friends?
Oh man, I'll be honest, I didn't really watch Friends too much, but what I did see, I'm gonna say Ross was pretty fly though.
Ross
was he? Was Ross fly?
He had his moments.
Come on, man.
To me, Ross had his moment.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Dude, this is such an eye-opening conversation to me because I always, every time I watch Friends, I always just think of the 6 dorkiest people I've ever seen. To me, they're always like, I just look at Ross as like, just like I guess he's like right around my dad's age, maybe like a tiny bit younger. So like even like peak Ross, I was just always just like, this is like a tiny bit more cool version of my dad who is also lame, like the whole time I'm watching it, that's my mindset. These are like lame fucking I hate Friends so much.
Is Ross David Schwimmer?
Yeah, Ross.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to think of it the whole time.
I don't think you just ever synonymous. David Schwimmer, not necessarily synonymous with cool and fly.
With cool and fly, right?
Yeah.
Wait, so Al, tell us about the shows. How have they been going? What's the road like?
Oh man, Rich Voss is amazing, man. He's a great dude.
Is he in the room with you? What do you do?
Nah, just I'm talking. He's in the room, talking, watching him perform, watching, how quick he is. This guy is a veteran. He's an amazing guy, and I'm just having an amazing weekend with these dudes. It's awesome.
Who's been featuring?
Justin Silver.
Oh, okay.
Justin Silver. He's another great comic too, man. He's watching him perform, man. He's out of this world too, and the crowds have been loving everyone, and it's really like I said, it's a great time, man.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
That's awesome, dude.
Well, I don't want to hold you. Was there anything that you wanted to address while you got the mic?
Yeah, we already did get the Supreme update while you were gone.
Yeah, Tanner filled in for your Supreme update.
You're welcome.
Cool. The Concord 11s and shit. I know there was like 1 million pairs of those. Supreme box logos. I actually had a real quick. I'll say this: I had a number. I was scheduled to go into Supreme on Thursday. I had a slot to go into the store.
Okay,
but I couldn't go because I had to go do these shows. So I missed out on the box logo. But whatever.
Yeah, you'll get them next time.
What's more important? Doing what you love, or loving what you do.
Damn.
Well, that might be the name of the episode.
Love Lawrence so much.
That's why I can never replace
Word,
Lawrence.
man.
Like this whole time, I'm like, Lawrence is so smart, and I'm just like, so stupid.
The wisdom of Lawrence DeLoach.
Real quick, Mike, how's your fantasy team doing? We got fantasy playoffs this week.
I'm in the fantasy playoffs.
Do you still have 3 quarterbacks and 3 defenses?
I do have 3 quarterbacks still. That plan backfired. I am projected to lose at the moment in the first round of these playoffs. 141 to 123.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm playing a guy I'm projected to win by 20, but you never know how fantasy football goes, man.
Oh, totally, dude. I'm hoping that like Smith-Schuster goes off and just fucking kills Oakland, and it's possible because they are a fucking disaster.
Yeah, man.
I need that, man. Like at this point, the other thing too is like once you start realizing that you sort of have like a shot at winning, the idea of like winning an extra $1,000 just like pops into your head, and you're just like, fuck, I really want that money, you know?
Right now, that's
Yeah,
a
you
life-changing
can't,
amount of money to me.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get too. I'll say this real quick, and you can't get too excited until you get to at least the championship. 'Cause
I know.
I've been in situations last year where I thought I was going to make it to at least the final game, and I lost a heartbreaker. And
Yeah.
you can't think about the money yet. You got to think about just surviving and advancing to the next week, yo.
And the love of the game.
Yeah, the love of the game, baby. Love what you do, man. Do what you love.
Love the things that you do while you love them.
Word, yo.
If you
Word.
take one thing away from this episode.
All right, Al, thanks for calling in, buddy. We'll see you when you come back, all right?
Definitely, y'all the greatest, yo.
All right,
See you,
my
bud.
guy.
Thank you, Al.
Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. Later.
I like how Chris just took the great thing that Lawrence said and
ruined
just
it.
Yeah, reworded it and completely ruined it.
Yeah, I know. Lawrence had like a very smooth way of saying something like profound.
No, yeah, that's my MO. As I take
Chris just
I
came
take
in
great things and then I ruin
Tasmanian
them.
Devil.
Yeah.
Whole thing up.
You should do love things while love do them.
As we all know.
As we all know, doing love while doing things love them.
So, how much time do we have left? Do you want to hit the 11s and the Art Basel thing?
Yeah, we got a little time. We can talk about the Art Basel thing in the 11. So, I mean, what I was saying before is I was so confused about the hype. I don't know if it was a limited run, if I missed something
Of the,
of the Miamis.
Okay.
I didn't get it. Maybe it was just because there were so many different people that weren't normally there in Miami. We're like, oh, I'll get them or whatever. I maybe missed it. I don't know. But I was confused about that. And then, well, I mean, we talked about it on the last episode about how, like, this Concord, and, you know, Lawrence just brought it up, is such a big deal. But I don't know why this one specifically is that big of a deal now.
Well, it's interesting, man.
Things that we mentioned before is like it's got the 45 on the back. There's going to be a lot released. It's a Concorde, and no one really knows why it's purple. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't. The complete story isn't there, and I think it's a little overhyped. But I think it is because an 11. 11s are usually in people's top 5 silhouettes around Jordan.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like the 11 is to me the two like iconic game changers are the 11 and the 1.
And the 1,
So
okay.
you have a 1 silhouette that's the Miami Art Basel thing, and then you have the 11, which is the Concorde release, obviously. In the Complex article that we both read about this, the 11 apparently was the first sneaker that kind of started shoe riots, right?
Well,
the release of that.
The original one that got picked up by the media was the Staple Pigeon Dunk.
Right, in 2005.
Yeah, so that was the first one that sort of got mainstreamed as like oh my god, kids line up and freak out for sneakers.
But if you were in the culture, this was one of the things that sort of started that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that there's an element of that. The fact is that like you can't just like if you're new. When I started like really like getting into sneakers, I just figured you could just buy any of these sneakers whenever, anywhere. You just had to find them somewhere, and then you start realizing that like, you can't just fucking do that.
No.
And like the Yeezys were the first like drop for me where I was like, fuck, dude. Like if I don't get these shoes today, who knows if I'm going to even be able to get these, or if
Right.
if we have to pay like several hundreds of dollars to get them, which I don't think I was really willing to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I sort of understand the idea of like being a collector, at least with the 11s, and understanding that like you got to get them now, or it might be another like, what was the last time they released this? 2011, right?
Yeah.
Was the last like Concorde drop?
Yeah. I think so.
So you either get these now or
Tanner,
you wait 7 years.
Wait, look up when the last one was dropped. Thanks, man.
If you don't get them, you got to wait 7 years to get them again, which is that's a long time to wait.
It's a long time.
You know, like to put it in perspective, when I'm 7 years from now, I'll be 36.
Actually, you know what?
Am I gonna be like waiting in line for sneakers for like a drop? That probably not. You know,
I can probably call Ket because maybe Ket was there.
Maybe text him first
Yeah, I'm gonna text him, and I'm just not gonna call him.
for audio purposes.
Yeah. Hold on. So give me Tanner. While I text this, cover me.
Oh yeah. So I gotta whisper. Oh, I just got rid of it. So Michael Jordan. Oh, this is the sports update from Little Kinky.
Why are you whispering?
Because that's how Lawrence does it. That's how Lawrence does it. Just
Lawrence
Lawrence
does
does it. So I don't know anything about sports. So I have the Michael Jordan Wikipedia pulled up. Just gonna read some stuff about him. He's 216 pounds, about 40 pounds heavier than me. He's 6'6". Went to Emsley A. Laney High School in North Carolina. Also went to college there. Good for him. He was on the Washington Wizards. Pretty cool name for a basketball team. He obviously was on the Bulls. We all know that. Right? We all know that. He was on Rookie of the Year 1982. Wow.
All right, we're good. I just texted two people. I texted Frank too to see if maybe Frank could help us with the sitcom discussion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see. I don't know if they'll make it in time. But great job, Tanner. Holy shit,
Thanks,
you really
thanks.
held that down.
I was holding my
Good job
breath
covering.
the whole time. Thank you.
Yes.
That I assume has to have something to do with it too, though. Is the fact that he wore them in the finals with that second run of the Bulls dynasty.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they gave the 11 a bunch of shout outs. Like that was the shoe he went back to the house in Space Jam to go
Space
get to play in
Jam.
the final
Right.
game. You know what I mean? Like they've many things. The patent leather being like a fucking unique material that hasn't been really used that much.
They're also functional though, dude. Which is
Yeah.
like the other thing when we go back to that conversation we were having about function and style for colorways. This is one of the first shoes that I remember really seeing on a lot of people's feet when I was like a kid that you go to almost everybody's house, they had a pair of Jordans. They were not allowed in my house because my dad hated Michael Jordan.
You were not allowed to wear Jordans because your dad hated him.
So when I was a kid, we were in a department store, I think it might have been JCPenney, and I wanted to get, because Michael Jordan was the biggest like basketball player on the planet, I wanted to get a Bulls sweatshirt, and my dad like freaked the fuck out. My dad was like, "You're not going to get. You're not allowed to wear like a Bulls sweatshirt in the house," because this was like the late '90s, and my dad is like a hardcore Knicks fan.
Yeah.
And that was at the time when the Knicks were good, so there were stakes. So
Yeah.
the Bulls used to kick the shit out of the Knicks all the time.
Yeah.
And my dad was like this is like a Knicks household. You're not gonna I'm not gonna let you wear. You're not gonna walk around in the Bulls.
Did you get a Ewing
sweatshirt.
jersey at least, or some
I had Knicks stuff when I was a kid, but I didn't get like a Ewing jersey. But like,
Did you get the Ewings when they came out? The shoes?
No, I didn't. I never had a pair of Ewings. I liked them though. I'd buy them now if they were like re-released.
No, they're out now. They started making them again.
The Ewings?
Yeah.
Those Adidas?
No. The Ewing branded shoes.
No. Fuck those. I like the Ewing. The Ewing Adidas is one of the few pairs of like Adidas basketball shoes that I thought were really cool.
Word, I got you.
But yeah, so it came down to, and then I started like, as I got a little older and started like seeing Jordan just slaughter the Knicks on a regular basis, I just was, and then you learn more about, like, I don't think Jordan is like a good guy. You know what I mean?
We've had a conversation off mic about this. Or yeah, we don't think he's like sort of maybe the best person that's ever existed.
Especially like
He's no Mother Teresa. You know what I mean?
Why
And
did he have
now-
a Hitler stash?
he did. He had a Hitler stash.
Why did he have that? That was such a weird move. Like, obviously, it's a Hitler stash. What
He
are you
doesn't
doing?
have style.
Okay.
I don't think Jordan has style, which is like an argument that I'd probably lose. But if you see,
I mean, you're not wrong. He
Dude,
wears like Steve Harvey suits.
he wears horrible suits constantly.
Yeah. Horrible tailor.
He's a rich guy. He carries himself like a billionaire, which I'm pretty sure he is at this point, or is close. You know, he's a bad NBA. Like there are so many things that I hate about Jordan, and not that he would ever give a shit, but like I hate more things about Jordan.
Yeah, he's
than I
laying
like
up at
about him.
night going like, that guy who hosts the Social Villains podcast
Yeah, he
said
don't
negative
care.
things about me.
But
1.7 billion.
yeah, I figured he was a billionaire. But like, and now the other thing about this whole conversation is it's like him versus LeBron. That's like the hot take argument now. Like, who's the better basketball player or whatever. And I personally think LeBron, by the end of his career, is going to end up being like a better ball
I
player.
agree. I'm in with you where I think that maybe his career doesn't have as many shining highlights as far as like titles
I mean, he doesn't have 6 rings,
Yeah.
which is what Jordan has, but he's got 3. It's not like he didn't win anything ever.
And then a lot of
he's
the
dragged bums, fucking teams full of bums to the finals.
I mean, a lot of the arguments that people have been trying to say too is like they bring up off-court stuff. He's like, how can you compete when he has the shoe empire? It's like, motherfucker opened a school.
Yeah, I think.
What are you talking about? He's like a way better person.
I think LeBron as a public figure is much more admirable, and even though LeBron is like on the Lakers and like obviously always used to like when the couple years the Knicks had a playoff team, they would like lose to the fucking Heat. Even though those factors are there, same thing as for Jordan. I have no problem liking LeBron because I do think that he's like a good guy, like a good role model, good family man. That doesn't necessarily matter, but like he's likable, dude. And like I'm like his sneakers, he's got some iconic silhouettes. You know,
for sure.
Like the last two pairs of LeBrons, I think are like absolutely iconic, without question. There's a couple more in there, and the Soldier is like the go-to basketball shoe for like every kid in high school. I feel like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty basic go-to, easy. Yeah. Like, oh, I'll just grab the Soldier or whatever.
So it's like to me, the debate, I'm Team LeBron on all that shit, but like, dude, it's just hard to like Jordan when you sort of like, No, he hates hip hop, which is crazy because like the hip hop culture embraced him and helped put him on the level that he was at. Because I mean, that's part of the crossover culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
That, like rappers started wearing Jordans, and then Jordans are like even cooler than they were when he was just wearing them on the court.
Yeah, anything that hip hop touches that's supposed to be not for them, it gets way more popular. Crystal, hoverboards, anything, like literally anything.
I forgot about hoverboards. They got outlawed in New York City.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They had a moment, though.
They had a crazy moment where, like, Lexus was giving, like, Jadakiss a hoverboard, and then he was on Instagram going, like, yo, motherfucker, what?
Yeah.
Or actually, he was like, yo, whatever. I can't go.
Oh, yo.
And I just want to LeBron is much cuter than Michael Jordan.
That's also very true. Tanner, you bring up a very good point.
Much cuter.
You have no problem with bald men, I see. The hairlines don't...
No.
Because LeBron's hairline is trash.
No. It's all about the face. He has a much better smile.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's cuter in like every single way.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouts out LeBron.
Who's cuter, Kevin Durant or Steph Curry?
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Wow. Okay.
Like not even a question.
What about James Harden versus Russell Westbrook?
I don't know who the other guy is, so Harden.
You don't know who Russell Westbrook is?
No.
Damn. Have you seen Harden with a shaved beard?
Huh? No, I haven't. I don't want to.
He looks insane.
But Russell Westbrook looks like
great,
a velociraptor.
He looks like a velociraptor?
Yeah, he does.
Damn. Beck, I want to ask you about a shoe.
Okay.
Can you look up the Air Jordan 4 Hot Punch?
Okay.
Yeah, this is Beck's shoe.
Yeah, I don't know, Mike. I don't know if you noticed, but Becky's taste in shoes is the same as
Oh, Jesus. Harden's way better. God damn. Westbrook. Oh, God. Damn.
Becky has the same taste as a rough Dominican man from the Bronx. She just likes the feminine touch on it.
I married a Dominican man from Long Island.
That's very true. That's very true. I never put that together until
Tastes
right
has to come
now.
from somewhere, yeah.
Which one is it?
The
With the green hits?
yeah, the green, I think.
I like it.
Hell yeah. I saw that and I was like, this might be a little too pink for Beck, but I think she'd still get down with it.
Is it like, when you see it in person, is it like highlighter pink?
I haven't seen it in person yet, but
Assume yes.
yeah, I think it's going to be pretty extreme.
For summer, yeah. It's a weird time to drop that kind of color, though.
Yeah. They always have a couple neon pops for winter, though.
Yeah. I guess it's something that, like, I would buy and then probably wear in a few months.
Yeah.
Because I'm terrified of wearing my nice shoes now.
I know.
It's disgusting
Believe
out
me,
here.
I feel you.
You wear black slip-on Vans any time of year.
That's very true.
Speaking of Vans, can I
Yes.
ask your opinion on something?
Yeah.
Before we get out of here?
Yeah.
So for Christmas, I believe I am getting a pair of the limited edition Disney Vans.
Oh my god.
In a it's like a Miami colorway, but they've got Mickey Mouse on them.
For the listeners at home,
What's your opinion on that?
Mike used to work at Disney.
I did Disney World.
And he's a big
Fanatic.
Yeah, that's one F word you could use. I was going to use another one, but
Jesus.
but yeah. Wait, let me see a picture of them.
I'm trying to get them right now.
Okay.
I like the classic.
They are your silhouette.
Okay.
The
yellow ones I have.
No. Well, they're like the checkerboard silhouette, but they've sort of like redone the this is them.
I have Oh, actually, these are fire.
They're flames, right?
Yeah. Actually, I have a yarmulke with mouse ears on it with my name embroidered because Mike went to Disney. And then
That's right. Yeah, I got
Damn.
you and our friend Matt Lejeski a pair of Mickey Mouse ears.
Yeah, no, these are actually pretty fire. I like them. Well, let's make sure that the viewership can see, and then I'll pass the phone across. No, I like those a lot. I don't see them on your feet necessarily, but I mean, if you're going to get them, you could probably figure it out. That's just too pastel-y for you.
I like them though, man.
I've never seen you wear any pastels.
Well, what's your overall philosophy on like Disney collabs?
Disney collabs are usually good. I've never been really mad at any of them. I'm trying to think if there's one that was sort of...
Is it lame to wear Mickey Mouse stuff?
Nah.
No?
I feel like that's very 90s, like the pastel and like the...
It
Mickey.
is.
I feel it's super
it's
90s.
very like...
Yo, I like the little hidden story right there where on the sole they have the Mickey Mouse logo entwined in the checker. Mm-hmm. That's nice. Did you guys notice that little hit?
What?
Look at the sole, how they got the circles instead of... Yeah, that's fire.
Very clean.
Yeah, it's clean as fuck. No, I like them, man. Disney is one of those go-to solid properties that, like, even if it's just like a whatever, like you didn't put too much effort into it, it's still going to be a nice piece. Disney.
Yeah, I fuck with Disney heavy.
Disney, let me think. Like, usually Marvel stuff is pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
DC, if it's Batman, it's usually good, even if it's, like, no care to it.
I feel like all, like, Mario collabs, I've seen, like, Vans do a few. I feel like all those are bad.
Yeah, Nintendo's usually a pretty solid license.
No, I feel like Nintendo, like, Mario's bad. I feel like all those...
Oh, you don't like any of them?
I feel like all those are, like...
Do you have one specifically that you can remember that you thought was pretty bad?
It looked like the first level... sort of, and it just was way too busy. Like that, I feel is very like a little hidden. It's just sort of like nice, but I feel like it's like this is Mario.
Yeah.
All right, but so I know we got to get out of here, but I want to try and get Frank on the phone because I think that if I get him to talk about the sitcom thing,
It's Frank the Butcher.
Frank the Butcher,
Get the
yeah,
fuck out of here.
my guy Frank.
Frankie.
Hopefully he picks up. He probably won't though. I didn't like warn him. I texted him like 10 minutes ago and he didn't respond. So
Yeah, probably won't answer it if he does.
but we're gonna leave another voicemail though. That was fun when we left him one last time.
Okay.
Shout out to Frank. I think that was episode 24 that he chimed in. Frank. Let's go, Frank.
I'm sorry.
Damn it.
The person you called
Wait.
has a voicemail box
Oh, no.
that has not been set up yet.
Oh no!
Oh,
What
it's not
happened,
set
Frank?
up.
Goodbye.
Frank, goodbye.
Damn!
See you, buddy.
Oh, we tried to call Frank the
I just got dubbed by his fucking voicemail so hard. All right, let me try to call Kat real quick because Kat is in Miami. I'm really reaching here, but I when I read that Miami story, I should have been like, oh, Kat will be great on this. I fucked up. Let's try.
All right.
You know, and if not, I'll just leave with my head down and my tail between my legs.
Right.
My ducktail, which would be cold.
Always good to end on a down note.
Yeah, it's a good move. I like this. It's very slow, very
Yep.
a little somber,
Right.
lonely even.
Yeah.
I don't agree. There's 4 people here.
Because everybody stopped listening.
Yeah,
Yes.
everyone's just no more listeners though. Yeah, there's 4 people here, but we're all
Your
waiting
call
on.
has
Fucking
been
it,
forwarded.
damn it. Fuck.
Chris has no friends.
I was 0 for 2. Well, that's it. Fine. Fuck me. I tried. Watch, they're going to call me back like on my walk home. And they're going to be like, what's up? And I'm going to be like, God damn it, guys.
Too late.
Too late.
It's too late.
Do we have any closing thoughts? Let me think. Let me look at this thing here.
Fuck Rob Hayes.
That's right. Guys, UGG and Mastermind did a very strange collab where they put just the skull on those fucking Uggs.
Yeah.
I don't get that one at
stand
all.
by it.
Very Pirate Lights for me.
Yeah. Bape and Neighborhood did an Adidas shoe that split. Can we stop splitting shoes? I've had enough of the split colorways. I guess that's all I wanted to say through that. Do we have any other closing thoughts?
The only thing I split is 8s and that ass.
Okay, good one, Mike.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome back anytime. Please check out Social Villains with him and Gene Getman.
And my podcast with Justin Perez, Shit My Girlfriend Makes Me Watch. That's about reality TV shows.
Wait, we got to do the Love and Hip Hop episode.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to do that, so we can talk. Yeah, okay.
You can come on and talk about that, for sure.
Fuck yeah, dude. I've been waiting to watch Love. I want to do a binge. There's only 2 episodes out right now, but I'm going to binge watch like 5 of them.
Cool. Let's call another
Again,
person anonymous.
thanks for Time to go.
All right, social handles.
At Mike Coscarelli on all social.
Little Kinky 69, Human Places with the 3 as an E. LZD325. Not that Cheney. Guys, check out our Patreon if you want to go on there, see some exclusive shit. Also, review, iTunes, 5 stars. Check out the Sup Intern Show. Tanner comes out every Wednesday.
On the Sup Podcast NYC on Instagram.
That's right. Just do what you love to do while doing it in other various loving ways.
No!
All right, bye, guys.